Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky, and we're parents to two little kids. Parenting isn't always easy. There are ups and downs, good days and bad days, days with way too much TV, and days with lots of laughter. Moments where you just feel overwhelmed, and moments where you've never felt more proud.
At the end of the day, parenting is super rewarding, but also super hard. This podcast is for all the parents out there who feel like they have no idea what they're doing, because we're right there with you. This is the Spillproof podcast.
Welcome back to the Spillproof podcast. I'm Becky.
And I'm Dave.
And today we are talking about potty training part 2.
Yes, which is a little bit quicker than we thought we were going to be talking about
Way quicker than we thought we'd be talking about it.
Like I figured there'd be months.
I honestly wasn't even going to seriously try to potty train Owen until after we were back from vacation in about 2 months.
Because it causes logistical issues driving with a kid who's potty trained.
I was like, you know what? Let's just get through vacation and not force it.
Mm-hmm.
But was it last week or the week before? It was a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
The catalyst to potty training started. It was very random,
mm-hmm.
but it was, like I said, it was a Wednesday night. And all of a sudden, Emmy just decided she was going to go pee-pee on the big girl potty.
Oh, that's right.
So she went pee-pee on the big girl potty. And that, like, you could tell Owen was a little...
He was a little miffed by it.
He was like, oh, whatever. Because we made a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she asked to go pee-pee,
mm-hmm.
started to pull her diaper down. And I was like, let's go on the big girl potty. Thinking, like, she's not going to do it. And she did.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
To a surprise of us all.
Yeah. Then she... just stayed naked for a little bit. She didn't want to put her diaper back on, and I was playing with her in the playroom. And then she looked at me and went, poo. So that was about 10 minutes later
mm-hmm.
after she went pee. So I brought her back in, and she went poo on the big girl potty.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even the little one we have, but the actual human-sized toilet. So Dave and I made a huge deal about it
mm-hmm.
because she just decided she was going to do it. We were so excited for her. She was really excited. And like 2 minutes after us celebrating, Owen goes, no, I'm the one who's supposed to be potty trained. I think that night he went pee-pee on
the potty for the first
potty.
time?
Not for the first time. Like he would go here and there, you know,
mm-hmm.
like we'd ask him in the morning and we'd ask him throughout the day, but we never forced it. But he went 4 times that night.
It seems so long ago.
It does. And so we decided we were going to lean into this.
Mm-hmm. Take advantage of it while we had the opportunity.
Yeah, because he literally said, no, I'm the one who's supposed to be potty trained
mm-hmm.
or something like that. So we decided.
Let that sibling rivalry.
There you go. Sibling rivalry.
I got it out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that night you and I decided, okay, we're potty training. We're going to lean into this.
And it was a Friday?
It was a Wednesday night.
It was a Wednesday
that happened.
Night. And they say supposedly, you know, plan for 3 days.
Yeah, we essentially
which we laughed at because it's like, how are you going to do this in 3 days?
Yeah, we essentially did that, like the 3-day potty training technique, where for the most part they stay naked, but we modified it a little
mm-hmm.
bit,
just so there wasn't pee all over our house.
I mean, there was pee all over our house. We do have to shampoo the carpets tomorrow.
Yep.
But yeah, and I will say, well, so we decided we're going to lean into this 3-day naked potty training.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a work day the next day.
Yeah,
and so
the day after that.
And the day after that. But we were like, we're potty training both kids. This is it. So your mom showed up in the morning at 8 a.m., had no idea that she was walking into potty training 2 kids. And we were like, hey, they're both going to be naked, maybe have shirts on. Here's the potty.
Yeah, poor Nene. She walked in. We gave her like a 5-minute tutorial and like, bye.
Bye. And so I came downstairs a lot to check in on them. And Owen was doing good. He was
mm-hmm.
peeing. I mean, it was every half hour, but he was peeing literally every half hour to 40 minutes on the little kid potty.
Mm-hmm.
I think Emmy did 1 pee and then peed 4 times elsewhere in the house, in the kitchen, in the family room.
Mm-hmm.
And I think then, did you come up and at one point and you were like, just put a diaper on Emmy? Like,
yeah. It was a little much for mm-hmm. Nene. She, one person trying to wrangle 2 kids when they're both trying to go potty in different places. It was just hard. She had 3 accidents, I want to say, by that point. And I could see the stress. So I was like, you know what? Just put a diaper on her. We're not trying to potty train her. So,
like,
if it was a happy accident if she became potty trained. But it wasn't worth, she didn't sign up for that. So I said it was okay to put a diaper on her. And she still like would tell you if she needed to go or not. But this fixed the problem of her going in random places, because at one point, I think she did it on the chair or the floor, and then somebody slipped in it. I don't remember who it was.
She slipped in it, and then Owen slipped in it.
She slipped in it, and then she was covered in it. And it was a whole, like, I walked up to just a train wreck.
Yeah, so we were like, you know what? If Emmy wants to tell someone that she's going to go potty on the toilet, that's one thing. But maybe we won't throw your mom to the wolves' den like we did that entire morning.
It wasn't fair to her.
Yeah. So we were like, let's just focus on Owen. And I think, and we were doing a check mark for, so we had put 10 boxes. Yeah,
maybe we should rewind here for a second and explain exactly what we did. So we did an abridged version, as Becky said, of that 3-day potty training method, so to speak. We kind of tailored it to us, what we were able to do based on it being the rest of the work week, the last half of it. And then Owen, because he really has to do things a specific way. And if you don't do it a specific way, and this sounds terrible, but it creates results, and he still learns and whatever. It's not like he's getting his way. But the way that he functions is very specific. And if things aren't presented in a way that fit some way similar to that kind of mentality, he just pushes back hard.
Yeah. Plus, we also were sending him to daycare that Monday. So
so we had to figure this out before daycare.
Yeah, we had to not only potty train him, but introduce undies.
Because so where were we? We were explaining exactly what we did.
Yes. So what we did initially, we put 10 check boxes. And said, if you fill up all 10 check boxes, which is going to be easy, the kid literally pees every half hour.
Yeah, we counted it. It was like 16 times.
But the first 2 days we potty trained, it was 16 to 18 times a day. I kid you not. You guys know this from the last podcast. Yeah. And we did really it was basically like, which this is the 3-day method. You follow them around like a hawk, and you're constantly putting them on the potty. It was a little bit harder because he did go so much, but when he got to 10 check marks, he got a little Pixar cars, which are he loves them.
He'll do just about anything for that.
Yeah. So he worked towards that. And then if he did a poop, automatic car, because we knew that was going to be a thing for him.
He kind of,
that first Thursday, he pooped in a diaper.
Yeah, he had an aversion to pooping on a potty, either the actual potty or one of the little kitty ones that we had. Because I think we had one at that point.
Yeah. So, and it was,
which is common.
He pooped right around when your mom was a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, because she had to clean it out of the little
kid
potty.
She was really overwhelmed with Emmy peeing everywhere and us kind of
she
throwing potty
up
training on her. So she was just like, go in your diaper, it's fine. And then, we talked about, next time if you go poopy in the potty, then you'll get a car. So that day he did get a car. I think every pee was pretty much in a potty.
Yeah.
There might have been 1 or 2 little accidents, but it wasn't full accidents. It wasn't
huge. It was like he started to go, he stopped, and then we got him to a potty and finished. Which really wasn't bad, considering how fast we kind of started doing this.
Yeah. So initially,
the being naked thing really helped.
Definitely.
Even still, he sometimes dribbles a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh, I got to go pee," or a lot, and then he realizes he has to pee. But when he's naked, there's something about that, and I think there was something either you told me or we read it when they're naked, they are more conscious of that they are peeing, and that when they're wearing a diaper, they don't necessarily realize that they're peeing. So when you take the diaper away, for some reason, I don't know why, they kind of are more conscious that they either have to, or that like it's going to happen, or that they need to go do
and I
it
think
somewhere.
that's what you're really training them, is to realize you can't just let your body do its thing. You got to realize you have to pee and then go and do it. So, so that was what we started. That was our that was really the first 2 days.
We also, Christmas, was it? We got those mats.
Yes.
So Christmas 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
I put on Owen's his Amazon Christmas list for the grandparents, these 2 black tumbling mats. And they're like 4-section pieces, and they're probably
way more legit than we thought they were going to be.
Yeah, we thought they were going to be like those foam mats that you see at like the little gym or something like that, or Doodlebug, something like that. But they're actually like actual tumbling mats with like substantial, like they have like structure to them, and they're heavy.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
But they're waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they? They're probably like 12 by 5 feet maybe. They're tall.
They are tall. I don't think they're 12 feet.
8.
Maybe 8. Yeah, I want to say they're like 5 feet by 8 feet or something.
And they're
big.
the Velcro, and they connect. So what we did is we've had them go outside and play with water on them, and they're 100% waterproof. And because they're mats, I think they're probably a little bit germ resistant or whatever.
Easier to clean than carpet.
Right. So we put those down in the main room that they play in, and it covered up 80% of the carpet, I'd say. And it was easy to clean up crumbs. But they were down for pretty much all weekend, I want to say. I don't think we brought them up until...
It was like a week until we pulled them up, because Emmy was also still having accidents like all over the place.
Mm-hmm. But she was trying.
She was trying, yeah. So day 2, so he did really good day 1. I think, like I said, he ended up doing 15 or 16 pees, 1 poop in his diaper. Emmy every day still does some pees and some poos in the potty, but we're not really like super laser focused on that right now. We're kind of just letting her do it when she wants to. And
I think that we've come to the conclusion that she just is a little young for it. She understands the concept. She wants to do it, but she just doesn't have that ability to hold it right now.
Yeah. So she's 19 months.
She knows that she has to pee. And by the time we get her to the potty, she's peed.
She's gone, yeah. So, but she'll tell us, like, I gotta go. So I think by 2, she'll be potty trained. Or around 2.
Poop's been different. She's actually been pooping in the potty quite a bit. Like when we had to change a poopy diaper the other day.
It was the first time I'd changed a poopy diaper in like a week and a half, I think.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, day 1 really, it went well. And I day 2, my mom was here, and she knew that we were potty training, and by that point we were like, hey, if Emmy wants to go, cool, but we're laser focused on Owen. And I think that day he had like he fought it a little bit more. Like he was a little bit more like, I'll go.
Were we
I don't
trying
have
to put underwear on him at that point?
Not yet. We waited till Saturday. So he was still naked with just a shirt on. He was doing his pees really good. I think he had like 2 half accidents on the couch where he started to, and then he was like, oh, I'm going. It was a little bit more than normal, like a normal, like, oh, little dribble. But still,
that's right. He did have one on the
but
couch.
This day he was starting to have more emotions about it.
He gets very attached to things, and this might just be kids too. Very attached. I mean, you got to remember he's been in diapers his entire life. Everything that he knows, which isn't substantial as he's 3, but for him that's
a big change.
It's like his whole life, So he started. He has a thing where he starts to like cling to things, and diapers he started clinging to, even though he was naked. He would be like triggered by if he saw one.
Yeah, I think that day
it started early.
He ran to the drawer in the playroom that the diapers are
normally
in.
It was that day.
And that day he tried to grab them and put them on. So you took them and
he had a fit about it. He threw a straight up tantrum about it, and we hit him. We had to hide him.
We hid the diapers. When you said that, it sounded like we beat our child. No, we did not beat our child.
No,
we hid
our
the
diapers.
And
we didn't hit
had a conversation when you said it very quickly. It sounded like we hit him. We just beat him. No, we did not. We
do not hit our
the diapers were hidden in a
children.
different room, and we gave Owen some space to just calm down. And then my mom did get him to poop on the little potty, and he had a full-blown existential crisis.
Yeah, that was the first time he pooped on a potty.
It was the first time he pooped
and
on a potty.
He took like a little book to read.
Yeah, he took a book to read on the potty, and he got it out. He was so proud of himself. I remember I was on a phone call for work, and I could hear him and my mom and Emmy cheering downstairs. And I was like, yes, he did it. I came downstairs. He was super proud of himself. You came up. We got him a car, his automatic car. And then it was like he started to mourn the loss of his diapers or something. And he was like, I just need a diaper. I just need a diaper. Like he was full blown panicking, having some sort of internal crisis. And we talked about it. We really think he did need to like mourn the loss of his diapers.
What was the other thing that he did like that? There was something else that he had to like mourn.
Was it with his passy?
Maybe. No, the passies were pretty clean cut.
Yeah. There was something else, though. We literally had to, like, acknowledge things are changing. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this was similar where we had to talk about, like, it's okay, you're just a big boy now. And
you know what it might have been? It might have been his nighttime diaper before he was actually getting potty trained, but we were talking about potty training. And like where we were having to change him in the middle of the night, which we haven't had to do in quite some time.
No.
He sleeps in night times, and it got to the point where he actually would blow out his nighttime diapers, so we'd have to change him in the middle of the night.
But then he would scream for his dirty diaper.
Yeah, he would like not want to let it go.
He'd be like, I want my dirty diaper. I think we talked about that in the last podcast.
Did we? I can't remember.
Or the last potty training one, where that's when we stopped potty training because he was screaming, I want my dirty diaper. You're like, maybe not yet.
Yeah.
So day 2, like Friday night, I feel like he started to, again, he was having some internal issues he was going through. And this is when in the back of my mind, I was like, this feels so hard because he started to fight having to go a little bit. He's like, no, I don't have to go. I don't want to do it. And we would bring him to the potty and he would kind of like fight us and be like, no, I don't want to go.
The kind of specialness of it had kind of worn off by this point.
Yeah, it was a chore for us and for him. And then Saturday was like a hot mess.
Saturday was the day that possibly broke us. Was it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday broke us.
Saturday's what broke us. I mean, and I say possibly, but I'm pretty sure that we were broke.
Yeah. I literally have that in my notes that like this day is what broke us.
Yeah.
And it's basically just one long weekend. And for us it was 4 days, but if you do the 3-day potty training method, it's one long mind game. Probably for your kid, but for you as a parent too. And again, he was fighting it more. He was
even
fighting
more
the potty
than
more.
the previous day.
Yeah. And then we also started to introduce undies because we wanted him to be ready for undies at daycare. Because I think we were both nervous that we were like, okay, now starting Monday, he's going to go. He only goes 2 days a week right now, but he's going to go and have to,
he's going to have to go to the
wear
potty.
undies and we're going to send backup clothes, but he also was still going a lot every half hour. And, we just wanted him to get used to the feel of undies and know like, okay, I'm going to have to pull him down and pull him up and all that good stuff.
And he was very opposed to having underwear on.
Yeah, he did not want to wear it. So we would give him some time naked and then some time in undies. But again, super hesitant. And this is when I started Googling things.
I didn't know you were Googling things.
I was Googling things. Oh. And then
that explains some of it.
I literally at one point, because again, you don't want to see, we could see Owen was struggling too. And we wanted to make it easier for him. But there was really no way but to plow forward. But at one point I was planning, how can I go back in time and redo all of this to make potty training earlier. Because I spent 2 hours in my head trying to travel back in time to redo this.
You were panicking about it.
I was.
And it was to the point where he couldn't be trusted to do it on his own yet.
Mm-hmm.
He may know, but he wouldn't have chose to he potentially wouldn't have chosen. It would depend on what he was doing. If he was fully immersed in something, he probably wouldn't. If he was just hanging out reading a book, he might get up and go to the bathroom, maybe. But like you had to maybe. No, you had to remind him constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the most annoying thing.
And we had timers set, and it was like
we did.
Every
We had
time
every 30
the
minutes.
timer was set, or every time the timer went off, it was like everyone in the house tensed. We tensed because we were like, gosh, please just let him go easily. And then you could tell Owen was like, I don't want to go.
And the problem is that he did go most of the time that we asked him to go. So getting him on the potty probably was worth it. However, he also probably could have held it too. We don't know. We never gave him the chance.
But also,
so we asked him
every time we counted before that, he peed 15 to 20 times a day.
Right. Right. So the precedent had been set that he's going to do 16 times.
Yeah.
And if you miss one, he's just going to have an accident.
Mm-hmm.
We never actually gave him the opportunity to prove us wrong on that, but it probably would have ended up in an accident.
Yeah. And then I went out. I had to run back to the store. I had to exchange undies. Oh, so we bought him undies at Target, and then he decided, or they were too small. So I went back and on Saturday afternoon while Emmy was napping and exchanged them for bigger undies. And then when I came home, this was when Dave was broken.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about that?
I don't remember that.
It's when he pooped on you.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember him pooping on you?
I blacked all that out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what Dave told me, and maybe it'll come back to you.
I think I just wiped away the rest of the day in my head.
I was gone maybe an hour. Maybe.
Yeah, Target and whatnot.
Yeah, Target and back. And so I came in and I was like, hey, how'd everything go? I knew Owen hadn't pooped yet. So I was like, did he poop? And Dave was like, yeah, he did. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, he pooped in his underwear. It was like he was on the couch. And then all of a sudden he knew he was doing it, but he couldn't stop. But then I had to clean him up, and he was freaking out because he had pooped in his underwear. He was really uncomfortable. And then I got it all over my arm. It was all over me. It was all over him. It was all over the mat.
Yeah.
And he was really upset, and I had poop everywhere, and then we had to get it all cleaned up. And
you know what's funny is I actually, until you brought that up, had totally blocked that out of my memory.
That's what broke you, man.
Well, yeah, that was what broke me the rest of the way. It was up to that point, and then he pooped in his underwear. He was sitting on the couch. It came out, and it was like it was coming out, and he couldn't stop it. And then, I want to say they were boxer briefs. And because they were boxer briefs and not little undies, as soon as he took them off, the turd fell out of the leg and rolled down my hand and went all the way up to mid forearm and then hit the mat. So he's panicking because he's covered in poop. Well, what he thinks is poop. It actually wasn't that bad. There was a turd sitting on the mat. I'm covered in poop. I think Emily was asleep.
She was asleep, yeah.
But I was trying to get him not to sit on the couch or do anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
While trying to clean him up.
Poop everywhere.
Yeah, but every time I try to clean him up, it gets more poop on either me or him or the mat. I think I just had to throw out the underwear. I went out later and hosed it off, and we washed them because it really wasn't that bad because it hit the mat instead of really being in the underwear. But it was that tipped me over the edge. But
and it was that along with his panic at what had happened, I think.
The panic freaked him out. Honestly, what bothered me the most is how many times you and I asked him to go to the bathroom. Because it was nagging. It was straight up nagging is the way I felt.
Yeah.
And I know he felt the same way.
Yeah. And it was hard because you're like, okay, you're supposed to,
And
literally the rules say like follow them around and make
Mhm.
sure they're peeing. But then you feel like you're being a nuisance, and we were straight up bothering the crap out of him.
It bothered me.
Mhm.
It bugged me. Like that was like really starting to get to me. But at the same time, every single time we got him to go to the bathroom, he still went to the bathroom.
He did, yeah. And it was like a good amount each time too.
Yeah. So like, again, we never let him prove us wrong on that, which we probably should have.
But Sunday we did let him skip.
Yeah. Because we were broken at that point.
Yeah. So I was like Googling because I felt like none of us were ready, right? Because Wednesday night, this started on a whim. And I was like, none of us were prepared.
We didn't do
to
any
go through this
mental prep for it. That was the big thing, is we mentally were not prepared. And most of the things that we've done, passy, weaning, sleep training, we were mentally ready to handle that. It was still really tough in the moment, but we mentally knew that it was gonna
like
suck.
we had done more of our research, and luckily I had a friend who had given me kind of her breakdown of her research in an email, which was fantastic because I had read through it, but then it was also like my cheat sheet for things. But like I like to, when we do stuff like this, I typically like to be more prepared and have our plan laid out. We had no plan. We were like, we had read through stuff, but we didn't have,
I think I watched
our
one
solid
YouTube video
plan.
on it.
Yeah.
During.
Yeah. So I think by Sunday we were all just really exhausted. And when Owen said, like on the half hour, that he didn't have to go, we just let him not go. We were like, okay, if you don't have to go, no problem. But so it was like every hour on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I think I was getting really nervous for daycare then.
You were panicking about it.
I was panicking about daycare because he hadn't really, like it was the poop situation. And then, you just worry, like, are the kids at school gonna
you worry about
make fun of him?
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
like say,
generally
you peed
those
your
kids are
pants.
probably at that age are probably okay, but you just don't know. I mean,
Just
like
never know.
most of the kids, I think, are potty trained, I feel like, or it's probably half and half. I don't know. But it probably is a little late in the game for him to, I feel like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if they were in kindergarten, they might be a little more teasy about it to each other, but they'd probably just be like, oh, you're wet. Okay. Like, let's keep playing.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of,
But he might still feel shame about it.
yeah, he might feel a certain way.
Well, even though he's young and, young kids are mostly carefree, they still feel shame on that kind of stuff. Like he felt shame when he used to poop,
Yeah.
He'd be like, go
Now he
away.
just asks for privacy. I mean, he still asks. Now he asks for privacy. Just give me some privacy.
Or makes you turn the other way.
Yeah. So yeah, we were really nervous Sunday, but he did really good. I think he didn't have. I think he maybe again had one half accident where he started to pee in his underwear, and then he actually was really proud of himself because he started to and he stopped it, and he goes, "Mom, I stopped it," and then he ran to the big boy potty and went pee, and was super proud of himself. And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. Like I can't always do that."
No, that's hard.
Like if you next time you're going to the bathroom, try to stop after you start.
And then count how long it takes to actually
right?
stop.
And then he did that, and then he went pee. So, but he was every hour that day, which was really good. He went poop in the potty. And, or I think that day I had ordered like a little kid potty.
Was it the owl one or was it the other one? Which
I had
should we get
ordered
first?
the owl. The owl one came first, which was basically he didn't like the seat that we had on our.
In fairness,
potty.
it was like it has like a
Like
rounded.
a little more bulky.
It's a little bulbousy. It's not like flat.
Yeah.
And I think it just hurt him to sit because he's all skin and bones.
Yeah, so he didn't like it.
No
So
fat on the kid.
I let him pick out one that looked like an owl, and he loved it at first.
He loved it until it folds up for travel.
Yeah.
And that's actually not what got him. It shifted. It's got these little rubber feet on it, and it shifted and caught him like right in the butt cheek.
Yeah, so now he doesn't like to use
He
it.
thinks it bit him.
Yeah. Emmy likes it, but he doesn't like it now. And so I also had gotten this travel potty because we're going to be traveling soon. But it's also really close to the ground, which kind of replicates
like a
his,
squatting position.
Yeah, his squatting poop position that he was going in before. So he does go poop on the big boy potty, but sometimes if like
he's having problems.
He's having problems going, he'll use that one because he needs to be in that position, which is like they have the squatty potty for a reason. That is the natural position that you should go poop in. So I highly recommend that. I can't remember the name of it. I'll think of it, or we'll put it in the description. But
yeah, we'll put it in this.
We'll put it in the description. We'll put it somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll put it somewhere.
We'll
put it on the what are we using right now? The Instagram account.
We'll put it on Instagram. Yes.
Or Facebook. Or both. I don't know.
I love them.
Probably not in the description though.
Not in the description. So yeah, he went on Monday and Tuesday to daycare.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And he had no issues.
No, we packed him this little like gym bag, packed to the brim with spare pants.
5 backup outfits and undies.
Mm-hmm. And he made it through both days. I think maybe one pair of underwear came back.
No?
I
don't think so. I don't think he ever.
At one point, one pair of underwear.
Oh,
came
one?
back.
Okay. I don't remember that, but yeah, that's not bad. One pair of underwear.
No, you know what, and I think for us, this was something that was new. It was different. It was scary. The same thing for him. I think what we forgot is that he was going to an institution that does this on a regular basis.
Yeah. I was messaging them like Thursday and Friday, being like, hey, we're sending Owen like with no diapers. He's going to be in undies. We'll send all these backup clothes. He's been going every half hour. And they were like, okay, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. We were like sending them all these messages and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. They were like, yeah, we literally do this for every kid.
When I dropped him off, I was like trying to talk to the teacher about it, which wasn't his teacher because they had all the rooms combined because it was early. And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll tell his teacher.
Yeah. Weren't they like, they
but
do
you don't
this
understand.
all the time.
It's like he just learned how to potty train. He doesn't really. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like we just finished the 3-day method. Just finished.
Being dismissed here.
Yeah.
When in reality, they had everything covered, and there were no accidents.
There was no accidents, and they were really
to us,
great.
it was really it was a big deal for them. It was like a normal day.
Yeah, and Owen's really proud that he goes. So like they all kind of go in like clumps because they do have timers set every hour, like hour and a half, to remind the kids. They don't always go every hour, but. They'll ask.
I think the longest he's gone is 2 hours almost.
Yeah,
just shy of it, like an hour.
He
45.
really is like he will go 2 hours now. He's learning to hold it, and because he is learning to hold it more, he gets to the point where like when he realizes he has to go, it's not when he realizes it, but like he'll hold it to the point where
he's about to burst.
So I would say the last couple days he's like started to dribble in his undies a little more. But again, he's starting to hold it more. And so I think he just needs to figure that out.
We bought extra underwear, like you said. And we got out and bought actually more. So we have like, I don't know, 15 pairs of underwear for him at this point, hand-me-downs, and then the stuff we bought. What we didn't anticipate is that he would be very specific about, and they said something about like, oh, buy the underwear that they're not going to want to pee on, so then they feel like they don't want to pee. That doesn't work. But what it does happen is all he wants is his Pokemon underwear.
He only wants
which was
Pikachu.
Like one package we got.
Yeah.
The other package was Spider-Man and then Mandalorian, which he has nothing. He says he doesn't like Daddy Mando, and sometimes he'll like Spider-Man. It just depends.
He likes Baby Yoda.
Yeah. They're like Lego Mandalorian
And
underwear.
Those ones, the Spider-Man and the Baby Yoda Mandalorian ones are like little kid boxer briefs, which are so cute. And we thought he'd like them because it'd be like wearing shorts around the house because normally when we're home, he just has those on and like a shirt.
Our children are never in clothes. They're just diapers.
They never wear clothes. Well, Emmy's just, now he's undies, not diapers. They reject clothes. But at school, they're good. Just at home, they reject clothes.
Yeah. And family dinners.
But we thought he'd love the little boxer like shorts. But he only wants like briefs.
Yeah, I think they're
briefs.
similar to diapers in the feel, and maybe he just feels like more secure.
Yeah, so I got to go get another package of Pikachu undies. So we got
to get wipes and diapers and stuff anyways. Target
for Emmy
this weekend. Well, we still use wipes. We got to get flushable wipes for him. That's another thing that was weird.
The wipes,
him,
yeah.
we wipe him with the wipe, but then, like, we got to throw it out.
We got to throw the wipe out, yeah. I mean, eventually we'll get to just, like...
Toilet paper, he says, hurts.
He keeps telling me that the wipes hurt, so... He just doesn't like to get wiped, but... Yeah, so Owen's doing really good with potty training. He's very proud of himself.
Yeah, so like right now, where we're maybe explain where we're at right now, which is in a good place. I think we're in a great place for being a week and a half, 2 weeks,
maybe 2 weeks at this point.
Are we 2 weeks at this
like
point
from when we started?
There was a little bit of a time gap between recording podcasts. We kind of were preoccupied with potty training, so we didn't have the energy to record a podcast. We always do these after the kids go down and after we clean up the house and do all the dishes and things like that. So sometimes it's a little hard to sit down and take the time to do this when all you want to do is just go to sleep.
Yeah, but where we are now is like, I would say Owen is potty trained.
Yeah,
we had our first public restroom encounter.
Oh God, we did. We had our first public restroom, and unfortunately, I was the one that had to bring him into the bathroom. And where was it? Walmart.
We went to Walmart. Walmart. We went to Walmart.
We went to Walmart.
Can't say Walmart.
That's okay. What can I say earlier? I don't even remember what it was now.
Oh, sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry. There we go.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to say siblings rivalry. And that doesn't.
Sibling rivalry.
Now
I can't say it.
There. See, it's not that hard. It's not that easy.
Walmart sibling rivalry.
Try to say siblings. Say it plural.
Siblings rivalry.
Okay. Say Walmart.
Walmart.
There you go. So we had it planned, and I think we didn't explain this while we were explaining that 4 or 5 day of absolute hell. We didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't feel comfortable. We didn't think that it was okay. We didn't go to playgrounds. We didn't go anywhere. It felt like quarantine again. And mainly that was so we wouldn't break the continuity of the potty training. So this went on for quite a bit of time too, even after we got out of work and the days were nice. We didn't go anywhere. So we finally said, you know what, we're going to try to go somewhere. I think we needed coffee creamer. Wegmans was out of coffee creamer, unfortunately, for the sugar-free time.
And we prepped Owen ahead of time. We told him we were going so he could try a potty in a public restroom.
And we promised him that he could get a car.
Could pick out. Oh, but also, just to back up, we had changed our like incentive structure at this point because we realized we were going to run out of cars. So
and they're $5 a piece. That was not cheap.
So it was worth it, but it was not cheap. And we got him to go pee, and he's potty trained. And so then to kind of continue the incentives, when you go pee on like the little kid potty that's like in the hallway.
Actually, you came up with this. It was a great idea.
Yes, it's one gummy, like the Welch's Kids gummies. It's one of those. If you go on the big boy potty, it's 2. And if you go poop,
fruit snack.
A fruit snack, yeah, like a Welch's fruit snack gummy.
Fruit snack. They're not gummies.
All right, the kids call them gummies, but they're fruit.
Amy
snacks.
calls it nummies.
And it's the same rules for Emmy. So one is the little kid potty. Like that little plastic white one that looks like a little kid, like a big boy potty. And then 2 gummies for going on the actual potty, the big kid one. And then it was supposed to be 3 for poop on any potty, but then sometimes it's a whole pack of gummies or fruit snacks, just depending on how we're feeling. Yeah. So that is our new, because we were like, shoot.
Yeah.
We're going to run.
It was just so much money.
This is not sustainable.
No. Not to mention you couldn't find that many cars.
Yeah.
He has a ton of them already.
Yeah.
So we changed our incentive, and it actually worked really well. And that is significantly cheaper and more cost effective. And now we just brush our teeth twice a day.
Or more.
I think today was 3. So we went to Walmart, and we told him that if he went to the bathroom, poop or pee, didn't matter, that he could get cars. And unfortunately, one of the things that he's become accustomed to, and I hate to even admit this, but I don't even know how he got to this point. This isn't even about potty training, but he has this need to watch Cars pictures while we drive in the car.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing.
If you don't know, I mean, we call it Cars pictures, but it's
if you Google or if you YouTube search Cars toys
or Cars toys movies or something.
Cars toys movies is a specific channel.
Oh, okay.
Cars toys. It's just adults making videos about Cars with Cars toys.
There's kids in it sometimes.
Sometimes there's kids. It's mostly adults.
Awful.
And they've got millions of views and they're getting a ton of money from it, I'm sure. And he just loves it. It actually teaches them nothing most of the time. It's just stupid little storylines about cars. Their production's not terrible. It's stupid TV. Stupid YouTube
I hate
videos.
It.
So he was watching that on the way to Walmart. And usually I'm the one who gets him out, you get Emmy out. And that's the only reason is that he sometimes will only let me get him out of the car. So he turns off the phone. I put it in my pocket and we go into Walmart. I think we went and got the coffee creamer first. It ended up being a bust. There was like no coffee creamer that was sugar-free there. They had a ton of it. We got their Walmart brand, the Great Value Blueberry Creamer, which is actually really good as long as you don't mind all the sugar that's in it.
Yeah.
It's really sugary. And then we started to head towards the bathroom in the back. So Walmart typically has a bathroom in the front, bathroom in the back, and the bathroom in the back typically isn't used that much because it's in the back. So I figured that was a great place to start. Because he gets a little weird around strangers and other kids and people and things like that. So I thought I had told you that was what we were doing. I might not have.
No, you did.
Okay. Well, now you just implemented yourself.
No, I didn't know there was actually. I thought you meant like the whole going to the bathroom plan in general. I didn't know there was a bathroom in the back of Walmart.
Now you're backtracking here. So we started to head towards it. I think we got to like electronics. And we asked him, he goes, yeah, I got to go. So I started walking him over, and I think you just walked off. We got to the bathroom, and there was somebody in there you could hear. Like, I think he heard the toilet flush or something, and he had just a panic attack. Like, he was crying. I was worried someone was going to come up and think that I was trying to, like, kidnap him. Luckily, we look similar. If it was you and him, that someone might have actually done that.
My kids don't look like me at all.
So I was like, okay, buddy. It was about 12 minutes of this. Maybe even more. It might have been 15. Where I was trying to calm him down. I said, okay, let's do this, buddy. Let's go look at the cars and just see what you can get if you go to the bathroom. Because, again, he'll do just about anything for cars. So we went over there, and it just so happened they must have just got like a brand new shipment, and I've never seen their shelf full of cars. Every single rack, little hook thing was full of them. And we had a lot of them, but there were a couple that we didn't have. And he noticed at the bottom there was this pack of 5. And he's gotten to the point now where he's smart enough to know how to
He's a good negotiator.
He knows how to intentionally misinterpret what you're telling him, I think is the best way to put that. And I unfortunately think that maybe he got that from me.
You think?
So when last time this happened, I said, buddy, you can get one car. So he picked a pack of 2. So he gets one car. I'm like, okay, whatever.
To him, it was one pack.
Right. It was one pack. So he went up to this pack of 5 and I was like, buddy, no, we can't get that. It's like, it's a little bit more, which actually in retrospect, it actually was a great deal.
Yeah.
Considering they're $5 a piece. And that was like $18.
It was only like $3 a piece.
Yeah. It actually was a great deal. And honestly, if I had thought about it, we would have just bought it and broken them out of the package, but he loves to open the cars when he gets them. Anyways, so I tell him, you look at these ones. There's 5 different ones here that we don't have. A couple that we do, but new paint colors. Let's just let's pick one of these. And you could tell that he usually hems and haws, but you could tell he was hemming and hawing because he knew what he really wanted. And I was like, buddy, do you really want that pack of 5? And he's like, yeah, I do, because it had Cal in it, and you never see Cal. This is the same way that Chick Hicks we got, I think. You never see Chick Hicks. So, and if you're not familiar with cars, he's the Dynaco racer that replaced the King. This is all irrelevant.
Like the King's nephew or something.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm like, okay, buddy, listen. If you go to the bathroom, we can get this, but we can't take it with us because it's an unpaid piece of merchandise. So we walk back to the bathroom. He goes in. He's ready to go. And I walk him up to one of the little urinals. In the back of the it was like a super Walmart. So they had like a kid's sink, which was like perfect for him. It was perfect height. And a kid urinal. I'm like, buddy, listen, you can just stand here. You can just go. You're good. So he walks up to me and he looks at me and he says, can I poop in it? I'm like, no, buddy, you don't poop in it. Let's go into the stall and you can go poop in there. He's like, okay. So we go in there and start getting his pants off, start getting everything off, because he has to be like naked from like the waist down.
Which I think is common for kids.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But like when you don't want him to touch the floor of a Walmart bathroom,
or a public restroom,
I had to like put his shoes on top of the. I'm trying to remember if he made me take his socks off. He might have made me take his socks off. And I put the shoes on top of the toilet paper thing. I put the pants in my pocket and the underwear. We start getting him on it, and the toilet automatic flushes, and he loses his mind. It wasn't even one of those like high pressure ones that's like could potentially suck you down.
Like the soft.
It was just a regular toilet flush, but it wasn't initiated by him.
Mm-hmm.
So he lost his mind. I had to put all his clothes back on, and we left. He didn't go. So we go back out and we look at the cars. I'm like, buddy, you got to go to the bathroom. We can't get you a car if you don't go. And he understood that, but he was afraid of it. And it didn't occur to me. He has this issue with hand dryers. Mm-hmm. Any hand dryer, doesn't matter if it's those really loud ones or a regular one, when they go off, it sets him off. And it didn't occur to me walking in there that the automatic toilet would do that. But it was the first time we'd ever been in a bathroom. I was just totally off my game. I'll remember it for next time. Usually I put a piece of toilet paper over the sensor so it doesn't go off. Because there's nothing worse than that, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so
I don't know if I've ever thought of it before.
Haven't you ever gone off when you're sitting on it?
I do like the hover squat a lot.
Oh, I just put the toilet paper down and see.
Yeah.
Anyways, I talked to him a little bit, and I was like, buddy, I know you want these. I will buy them for you. I'll even let you carry them around, but we have to use the bathroom. We can't just buy these cars. And we walked up and down for a little bit. I don't know, maybe another 10 minutes. And he finally went back. He said, I got to go pee. I'm like, okay, buddy, you want to stand and do it, or you want to sit and do it? He was like, I want to sit. So we go in there. He finally pees after I get him undressed for a second time. I have to get him redressed, which I'm trying to do while the toilet isn't flushing. We go out to wash his hands, and it's like, for some reason, the things are like 100 degrees. And then we find the cars. Luckily, nobody had bought them. There was a ton of them there. And then I text you, and I'm like, hey, we're done. We did it. We're good. Nothing. And I'm like, what the heck? Why is she not texting me?
Like
in
20 minutes,
in fact,
25
we
minutes.
walked out, and I saw you walking towards like the baby aisle.
Oh, I didn't realize you saw us.
Yeah, you were probably like halfway down the store. We could see you because it's a Walmart. You can see everything down the aisles. And we didn't yell, but I'm like, oh, I'll just, text her, whatever. Nothing. And I'm like,
Why
buddy.
was that, Dave?
I was like, buddy, I think we're going to have to go up front and like have them page us or page your mom and Emmy, because I think we're lost. Or they're lost. So I put my hand in my pocket to I don't know, check the time or do something. And I realized I had your phone in my other pocket.
You did.
Because I took it away from Owen because he was watching Cars
car.
pictures.
Yeah. So this was probably 20 to 30 minutes, like a 20 to 30 minute ordeal.
It felt like 45.
In the first 10 minutes, Emmy and I are shopping. We found her a mini swimsuit. We're looking through the kids' clothes. We're looking through the women's section, looking through the toys. We had actually gone by the toy aisle a couple times to see you. I'm like, Emmy, where are the boys? Like, what are they doing? And then I realized Dave had my phone. And I was like, shoot, Dave has my phone. We can't even text them. I have the diaper bag. So I'm thinking Owen has had an accident and we had a
what did I need from the
in
diaper bag? I needed something from the diaper bag.
Wipes.
I needed wipes.
What it
was.
I was like, I have the wipes. I have the backup clothes. They're having an issue. So I was like, okay, we walked around a couple times, didn't find you. So I was like, oh, Emmy, the bathrooms are in the front. Let's go pay for the stuff that we had gotten a couple things.
You gotten a shirt and
her bathing suit. So we bought
but neglected.
That. But I did have things in my underneath the stroller that I didn't buy at that time, which we
and
bought
they didn't
later.
Stop you.
No, so we did the self checkout because I bought them because we were gonna go. You know how at Walmart they have the bathrooms and then they have the eye place and they have a cell phone place or something on the other side of the checkout. So I didn't want them to think that I was trying to steal this stuff. So we bought it, but I did have things underneath the stroller that I forgot about. We did pay for them later. Mm-hmm. And I went to the front of the bathroom and I started to yell embarrassingly for Dave. Dave, are you in there? Dave, do you need help? I have the diaper bag. Nothing. So I'm like, all right. They must be walking around the store trying to find us. So I was like, let's hang up here on the other side of the, in between the cash registers and the clothes and wait for them to come up. They didn't come up. So Emmy and I are going down the aisles. I have Emmy yelling Daddy and Owen. She's like, Owie, Daddy? So we're going down every aisle screaming your guy's name. Nothing. And then finally we saw you literally 30 minutes later outside the toys or the electronics. Mm-hmm. You were like, we've been searching for you. We were lost. And I was like, we were lost.
Yeah, you were coming up the middle aisle that goes from the front to the back. Mm-hmm. And we were just walking past the kids' books and electronics.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, and did you go potty? He was like, yeah, I did. And Dave was like, yeah, he did. Because it was a whole ordeal. But he did it.
And he did it. And he was carrying his set of cars. He was
carrying his set. And of course me, I'm like, oh, he's getting 5 cars for this, not knowing that it was a whole back and forth ordeal.
It was the only way to get him to go in.
But yeah, he did it. So he's done his first.
He did it. He hasn't done one since because we haven't actually gone out.
We haven't gone anywhere. But yeah.
But maybe this weekend
I think we're going to try it again.
Yeah. Something. At least there's only one bathroom there.
Yeah. So potty training in general, I feel is like childbirth and sleep training. Horrible while it's happening. Yeah. You feel crazy. You feel like you're doing the wrong thing. You want to quit. You want to say, we're just not going to do this now. But then when it's over, you're like, oh, that's not so bad.
I mean, I think it's the same thing as it's like most things. You block out the really bad stuff. I forgot about the poop incident. Mm-hmm. I totally forgot that happened until you were halfway through describing it. I didn't really remember
wait,
it.
What happened to me?
I didn't remember that. I honestly didn't remember that. And it was my breaking point. Mm-hmm. I think I just blacked out. Mm-hmm. Just didn't remember it.
I'm a very anxious person in general. So I was anxious the whole time, but I'm also trying my best to not. I think sometimes it does bleed through to Owen and he can feel my anxiety. Mm-hmm. But I am having straight up stress dreams about the possibility of him regressing. You're having some really bad dreams about that. I'm having very vivid dreams where he will find one of Emmy's diapers. So Owen will find Emmy's diaper, put it on, look me in the eye and start peeing in it. And he goes, I only pee in diapers. And I literally have this dream every night. And it's so dumb.
He would do that,
It's so something Owen would do. But it's so dumb because even if he does regress, he regresses and we deal with it. But I literally I will wake up and be awake for hours because I had this dumb stress dream about him maybe regressing on potty training. So, in short, Potty training, of course, is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a straight up mind game that you're just not ready for.
No, it is absolutely I think it's been the hardest thing.
I feel like I have to go to therapy to deal with the stress dreams I'm having from potty training.
I honestly think up until this point, this has been the hardest thing. And again, it was maybe 14 days, maybe less.
Honestly, it was 4 days and he was potty trained.
Yeah. But it was the hardest thing. And again, it might boil down to we just weren't mentally prepared for it.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
But this is the first time as a parent anything's ever like legitimately broke me.
Yeah. And I think too, like when you're sleep training rather, like the end result is you get to sleep more.
Mm-hmm.
The end result of potty training is
less poopy diapers,
but like you still gotta wipe their butt, and you still gotta like if your kid's pooping in the big kid potty or like the regular potty, that's great. But like sometimes Owen will still poop in like the like plastic potty we have, right? So you still gotta clean that up, and it's like now it's this commitment to like making sure they continue on with the potty training. And then our mind goes to, all right, well, we have a car trip where we're gonna drive. It's a 12-hour trip each way, so now we got to deal with that because
and it's not like he wants to pee in a diaper either at this point.
He doesn't. No.
So he's like, I need to pee. Like he'll wake up now in the morning and be like, I need a pee. He'll be yelling in the monitor, I need a pee.
Daddy, I gotta pee.
And he holds it, but he has to pee.
Yeah, and he does like.
And he has a nighttime
sleeps in like one of those ninja night times.
They're fantastic.
They're great.
Weird.
But it's like it's so weird. I'm always really proud of him when he wakes up going, Daddy, I gotta pee.
Because I'm the only one.
And of course, he only asks for Dave. I'll go in and I'll be like, I'm here, buddy. I'm here to help you pee. And he's like, I'll wait for Dad. I'm like, cool. Awesome. I love you so much.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, potty training, part 2. We did it.
We did it. We're still not mentally okay from it, but we did it. No, we're having nightmares about it and worry about regressing and still have to clean up the carpets. But he is potty trained. Now we just have to figure out what we're going to do about Emily.
She's gonna be potty trained within the next 6 months. Probably sooner.
Yeah. I think she has the capacity to figure it out. She just doesn't have like the ability to hold it.
Well, and I think too, we didn't have the capacity to potty train both of them at the same time.
Oh,
so
God, no.
When she tells us, and like every morning she goes pee-pee on the potty. Every single morning. And whenever she tells us or when we think of it, we're like, oh, Emmy, do you want to go too? And she goes. So I think she will be easier to fully potty train, but we just couldn't do both at the same time.
No, not at all. Not up for that.
Yeah.
Super parent to do that.
But anyways, that's potty training part 2. I bet nobody thought it was going to come this soon. We didn't.
Nope. And apparently there's going to be a part 3 whenever we end up doing Emily.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Part 3 or following part 4.
Gosh, I hope it's just part 3. Oh gosh, I need the nightmares to stop, guys. They're so dumb. Like, who has nightmares about your kid maybe potty regressing?
I don't know.
It's the dumbest thing to have nightmares about.
Write a comment
but
about
I wake up.
Send us an email. Let us know if you have potty training dreams.
I think I have
Spillproof podcast
deeper
at Gmail.
seated problems that need to be resolved.
Probably. More so than just potty training dreams.
Well, on that note, we're done.
Yep. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Spillproof podcast. As always, reach out to us at spillproofpodcast@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you all, and we can't wait to talk with you next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.